Everybody, Liz Levine with Signature College Counseling. So this week we're going to talk about when does the Common App open for this application year, meaning for this year, which is 2022, but for students entering into college for fall 2023. So this really applies to any year. So let's first say, before you start filling out your Common Application, you really need to do some preparation prior. You need to at least have a log of all your activities, what grades you participated, and it's activities in high school. Certainly if there are activities in high school that you started before high school and continued through high school, then you can include them. But activities that happened before high school and not in high school cannot be included. And then you also need to log in your activities, what grades you participated, and then also the average hours per week and weeks per year, because that's what you're going to need to enter in your activity section. Ideally, you want to create a resume. I create a resume for each of our students that we work with. And then, of course, you need to gather some general information as well, in addition to your honors and awards. And that's really just to fill out the general portion of the Common App. Obviously, when it comes to the point of you applying to colleges or filling out that information to apply to colleges, which means that can start August 1st, you also need to be doing your research on colleges to figure out where you're going to be applying to, and you need to spend the time doing that. We have a lot of blogs and videos related to both of those topics. So at Signature College Counseling, although the new Common App, the Common App for those students entering in fall 2023, doesn't open up and become live until August 1st of 2022, you can absolutely fill out the general portion of the Common Application when you create your account and you log into the Common App. You'll see the Common App tab. That's the tab I'm speaking of to fill out the general part of your Common Application. You can do that anytime before August 1st of 2022 for this year. So we work with all of our students in the late spring and into the early part of the summer, filling out that general portion of the Common App. So what happens then, you say, when August 1st hits and the new Common App becomes available? What happens is the information that you completed, the general information you completed on the general portion of the Common App and the Common App tab, as much as you can, will get converted over. Even if you list some schools, but don't answer the questions and don't compile those supplemental essays yet, but even if you list your schools, you can also have those schools transfer over as a list of schools that you want to apply to. It will not transfer over the information if you answer any of the school-specific questions. That you should leave blank and wait until August 1st to begin to complete it. So that's when the new current year Common App becomes available. It's August 1st of every year for the following year's fall entrance. And as far as compiling supplemental essays, that you need to, first of all, what's a supplemental essay? Let's go through. So there's two different kinds of essays when it comes to the Common Application. There's your primary essay, the personal statement that will go to all schools on your list. And then there's supplemental essays. Supplemental essays are essay prompts that are specific to a certain school, and your response will only go to that school. So you can certainly begin working on your personal statement, the primary essay, anytime before August 1st. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to get that done and finished before August 1st hits, because once August 1st hits, you then need to answer all the questions for all the schools that you want to apply to, and you need to compile the supplemental essay prompts and then begin to work on those supplemental essays. And then once you finish that up and you check everything over, and again, this is from a 30,000-foot view, then you can start to submit applications, because somebody may say to you, well, you're going to be taking the ACT or SAT again, or your school can't send out all of their information, like your official transcript or letters of recommendation, until October, so I have to wait. No, that is not the case. That all those pieces are mutually exclusive. You can submit applications as early as you want, whenever they are ready, after August 1st. And then if you're going to take the SAT or ACT again, you can wait till those scores get back and then submit those scores. What I will say, there is a caveat to that. If you're deciding to apply test optional to some or all of your schools, but you're waiting for a subsequent test score to come in, some schools will ask you in their questions, are you applying test optional? So if you're not sure, you have to hold off on applying to those colleges that ask that question, if in fact you are waiting for a subsequent test score to come back to make that decision. And then the school is also separate, where they send your official transcript, they send your letters of recommendation, unless the letters of recommendation are added to your Common App. There's some schools that do that as well. But even with that being said, if you have to add them to your Common App, you can still submit your application. When your teachers then submit their letters of recommendation, it will automatically be attached to your Common Application and the schools can download it. So I'm hoping that helps you understand when the current Common App, in this case for 2022, but it's really for any year, becomes available. It is August 1st, but to heed all the information that I just gave you on when you can get started and what some of the caveats are. Liz Levine with Signature College Counseling, making your college admissions journey easier to navigate.